morning, everyone. I have one more project for you, a Halloween project for you for this week. The first day of my Halloween treat expedition was this little Halloween pumpkin. Yesterday we made the coffin boxes. And today we are going to make these really cute slider treats. And I designed these. This is my own little design because I wanted to use these really cute images from the Boo to You stamp set. So I'm going to show you how to make that this morning, and I'm going to show you how to make a lot of them all at the same time because sometimes we want to save a little bit of time. So I'm going to turn over to my other camera. First I'm going to grab some lights because it's kind of dark here this morning. I don't know if I mentioned in a previous video, but my house is getting painted, so my windows are covered a little bit, so I have to add a little bit of additional light. So let me switch my little cameras over. And, my little camera is not, you know what? I know why. I have this plug on the side, and whenever I plug into the wrong plug, here we go. There we go. It doesn't read on my one plug. I have to plug it into the one right below it for some reason. But you don't need to know that, but that's why my camera doesn't work sometimes. Oh, and my sound probably didn't work either. So sorry. Okay, let me just repeat real quick. Let me go back. We're going to be creating these cute little Halloween sliders this morning. And I'm sorry if my sound wasn't working earlier. It probably wasn't because it wasn't plugged in to my camera. So we are going to create these this morning. And I'm going to show you how to do 3 at once. And then I'm going to show you also how to do it individually. So let's just pop over to my area, my work area. And this is the stamp set we're going to be using, Boo to You. I think it's really cute. I think this would be a really cute project for kids, a school project to take these little things into your to a classroom. They're also kind of funny for adults too. So I want to show you how I made them. I have done slider bars before, but I like that there's extra space here that we can use to stamp an image. So just so you know which candy I'm using the snack size Hershey's bars. You can find these, I found these at my local grocery store. They are the 12-gram bars, and I found these in a pack. There's 8 of them. 8 snack size bars in one of these things. So I think still a pretty inexpensive project to do as far as adding candy to it because they're not super huge bars, but they're a little bit bigger than the miniatures. These are not miniatures. So just so you know, these are the 12-gram bars. All right, so I'm gonna move these aside and show you how I made them. So if you want to make a bunch of these at once, you'll take a piece of cardstock and cut it to 6.5 inches by 9 3/4 inches. So then you're going to put the 6.5 inch side up at the top, and you're going to score at the 1 1/8 inch mark, the 1.5 inch mark, the 2 5/8 inch mark, and the 3 inch mark. Okay, then what you would do, let me just transfer this over, take this to a trimmer, and then you're going to put the long side up at the top, and you're going to cut this into 3 pieces, and you're going to cut it at the 3 1/4 inch mark. So line up your edge with a 3 1/4 inch mark and cut, and the 3 1/4 inch mark and cut. Now you've got pieces that you can use for all 3 of those images in the set. So if you were going to do this and you just wanted to do one, okay, then you do it a little differently. You start off with 6.5 by 3 1/4, and then you just score the one piece. So 1 1/8, 1 1/2, 2 5/8, and 3. Okay, so these pieces that I just cut and the piece that I just scored, they are all the same size, okay? So that's how you get your base. You can either do 3 at once or 1. So how are we going to create this? We need to punch holes at the top of here. So what you want to do, I'm trying to think. Okay, let's fold this along the score lines, because this is going to be our little treat holder right here. Okay, now this piece right here on the end is going to come along and it's going to tuck under here, and we're going to glue it. But first, what I want to do is I want to give myself a little pencil line right here, and this is going to help me 2 ways. One, now when I go ahead and stamp my image, I know how much area I have to stamp. And 2, now this is a guideline for my punch. So I'm going to take the detailed trio punch and I'm going to look at this little oval right here. And there's a line right here on your punch that you can see really easily. And I want to center this line in this outer segment, in this segment, and in this segment right here. So I'm going to show you this outer segment right here, this line, just eyeball it so that it's in the middle, punch, okay? Then you're going to move it over here to this segment, the other fatter segment. Make sure it's all the way back. This is in the middle of that segment, and punch. So one segment, skip a segment, another segment punched, skip a segment, and now we're going to do this one right here. We'll use that pencil line as a guide and punch. So the idea is that once this is folded together, your ribbon should be able to go straight through to the back. So you need those 3 holes right there. Then what you're going to do is, which one shall we color? Shall we do this little purple guy right here? He's kind of cute. So we'll grab his little image, and you're going to need Memento ink because we're going to color him with Stampin' Blends. So let me ink this guy up. And then you're just going to stamp him centered from top to bottom and side to side. Remember to use that pencil line as a guide because that's where the edge of your treat holder is going to be. Now this is the best time to color your image because later on you're going to have this here. It will be harder to color. So I'm going to take some Stampin' Blends. These are the Highland Heather. So you're just going to come along and color him. I'm using the brush tip because it's faster. Okay. And let me just see. Okay, we want to do the feet. I am not doing any shading in this video, but if you want to spend some time doing a little bit more work with shading, you can. I'm also going to color the little polka dots on the horns here. Okay, and that was all done with the light Highland Heather. Now I'm going to take the dark and the bullet tip. I'm going to color the inside of his mouth, and it's going to be just a little bit darker than his face. Just avoid the teeth. And then I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green light and my bullet tip, and I'm just going to color the horns here. And I'll also do the little toenails because they've got to be green too. And that's it for the coloring. Now, if you want to, you can erase this little pencil line now that you've already stamped your image. The last thing you want to stamp before you finish everything off, because it will be hard to do afterwards, is I want to stamp this Boo to You. So this right here, fold this over, this is the section that's going to have the Boo to You on it. So if I lift this up, it's this section right here, okay? So the way you test it out, just fold this in, okay, put your finger on it, and then unfold it. So it's this section right here you want to stamp the Boo to You on. And let me grab that stamp, ink it up, and I'm just going to stamp this right in the center like that. Keep it really, really simple. If you were doing a lot of these all at once, I would have them all laid out and stamp them all first and then color them and do them in kind of an assembly line style rather than, you know, spending the time each time to like stop and color, stop and color. So now what we want to do is we want to glue this end segment to this front of this card. So just tuck this under, and you want to make sure that it lays right to the end right here. It's going to tuck down and lay flat. Okay, so you're going to create a very rectangular, symmetrical kind of piece. Now, if you have a bone folder, this is a great thing so that you can come down here and press down and make sure this is sticking well and holding in place. So now we've got the little cover all created. Now we need the slider piece. So you're going to take some ribbon. I like to use at least a ribbon. You want to use one maybe at least 1/4 inch to, this one's 1/2 inch wide. So somewhere within that range. This is the beautiful black satin that we have right now. I'm just going to fold this in half. And what you want to do is feed this all the way through to the back. So grab that ribbon. And then you're going to just kind of pull this through. You don't know yet how much ribbon you're going to need, so just kind of pull out a nice length. You're going to grab one of your bars, and you're going to see this little place right here where the ribbon crosses. You're just going to stick your bar down and let it slide into place. So the ribbon is wrapping around the bar, and you're going to tuck that down. And now you're going to see how much ribbon you need. If you need a little more, you can just pull this out and just pull a little bit more ribbon onto this side. And then you're going to push it back down in again, tuck in the Hershey's bar end. Okay, so that looks like enough ribbon. Let me grab some scissors and cut it off. So if you were doing a lot of these, what I would do is now I would pull out this ribbon and measure it, and that will be your guide for how much you are using for your particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little knot on here up at the top. See, I think I want to go this way. Okay, so I've got this knotted up, and then you're just going to come and angle cut the ribbon to finish it off. So then when you want to retrieve the chocolate, you just pull up on this knot, and the Hershey's bar now can be removed really easily. But if you want to tuck it back in again, you just slide it back down. So it's kind of cute. I like the slider element. I think kids like the slider element too. Now, if you want to package these up, our clear envelopes are fabulous for that. You can get, I believe it's a package of 50 for a really great price for envelopes. And then you just stick them down in here. Okay. And then what you do is it's got this adhesive. So you just peel off this backing and then you can arrange this a little nicer. But once you've got it down in there, then you just fold that over and adhere it like that. So then you have this cute little package that you can hand out, and it will stay nice for at least a little while until those little fingers get on it. But if you want to make it look just a little nicer and you know, it always looks nice packaged in a cellophane bag. So this is just using our little envelopes that are relatively inexpensive. So that is how I would package them up and hand them out. Oh, one other thing I forgot. See these little eyes right here? You can also add our assorted googly eyes. And I would just adhere those with a little dab of Tombow. So I would just take a little Tombow, put it right there on the eyes. And then I would pick some eyes. We've got purple eyes, white eyes. I'm going to use just regular white eyes. You can use your Pick Me Up tool, which is actually kind of good for this. So it helps. Okay. I think my Pick Me Up tool, oh, there we go. So it sticks, it helps sticks. It's got some putty on the end and it will help you pick up those googly eyes and put them down. Let me grab another eye. Now I twisted it too much. The putty's coming out like big time because I was like, where's my putty? And now it's oozing out. But that really helps you like pick up the little eyes. And I don't think I put that on my supply list, but you can look it up. Pick Me Up tool in the Stampin' Up store. And so that's that. I like how these eyes, some of them are different shapes. So on this little Frankenstein right here, I've got a little eye and a big eye. I think that's kind of funny. It adds just a little something, and then those little eyes, they wiggle a little bit too. So that's kind of fun for your tree projects. So let me get back and see if anyone has any questions. It's a fairly easy treat holder to make, so I hope you will like it because I know everyone loves having those little slider bars, and it's just a cute way to make a project in a slider bar setting, but you have a little bit extra room to add your stamped image. Let me see, I've got... Here's the picture of the finished project with the cellophane bag. So doesn't that look cute? And if you have those all in a little basket or a box to hand out, I think it makes really a cute thing for Halloween. Yay! Ah, thank you, Debbie. I'm glad that you're going to make some of them. When I put projects out in the world, especially projects that I have designed myself, because I'm all online, I don't often get all the feedback from everyone. I know people make my projects, but it's so nice to hear when I know someone's made my project. So if you ever make my project, I love to see your projects. If you want to send me a photo of them, I don't know. That just makes me so happy, because I don't have that direct customer contact anymore where I'm doing classes in home like I used to do. So when I send out a project into the world and I know that other people are making it, that just makes me smile. Cass says, that is so adorable. I think I would cut a layer out with the stitched rectangle dies and stamp or color that so it wouldn't show on the back. Yeah, you're right, because you can see a little bit on the back right here that you've got the Stampin' Blends coming through. But it depends your coloring medium too. If you're not using Stampin' Blends, if you're using watercolor pencils, you might not have the bleed through. But this is only when you're using those alcohol markers. So you could back it up with something on the back, or like Cass said, instead use a layer on the front here. I kept mine very simplistic. Halloween's not a very pretty holiday, so I actually don't mind this on the back. It looks kind of scary and spooky splotch. Yeah. But yeah, if you want to be more refined, definitely use a layer on the front here too, so you can play with that. So, and Cass said she loves my stuff. That's so sweet. Colleen says, so cute. Will there be a place to go see this again? Absolutely. So if you go down into the description of my video, there is a link to my blog where I have photos of these slider bars, like all of the different ones I made. And I have a supply list. So if you need the stamp set, you need cardstock, you need the ribbon, you need the Simply Scored scoring board, because everyone should have a scoring board if they're making projects like this, because the scoring board changed my life. So if you need one of those, they can all be purchased through me. Right on my blog, I have the full supply list and everything you need. And when you order from me, if you spend at least $15, I will send you another one of my really cool, awesome tutorials. So don't forget about that too. So thank you, Colleen, for asking that. I forgot to mention blog post below. Go there and see it, and you'll see a whole bunch of my other stuff on my blog, and I have an index there where I've indexed my probably my most popular projects. So go check it out. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you liked this project, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope the sun is shining where you are. All right, bye. Take care.